Once upon a time, in a quiet little village tucked between rolling hills and thick forests, there was a peaceful lake that the villagers cherished as the heart of their community. Its crystal clear waters mirrored the surrounding trees, and it wasn't just a source of life. It was where stories were shared and dreams were born. But what the villagers didn't know was that their tranquil haven was about to become the center of a conflict, one that would challenge everything they believed about themselves and their humanity. The village of Pinecrest had prospered for generations, with its tight-knit community working together to overcome every challenge that came their way. It was a place where laughter echoed through the air, and the warmth of friendship was as abundant as the golden fields of wheat that stretched beyond the horizon. Life was simple but fulfilling, and the people of Pinecrest cherished the tranquility that their village offered. One fateful day, a group of outsiders arrived at Pinecrest. They were led by a charismatic but cunning leader named Malachi, whose eyes sparkled with ambition and desire for power. Malachi and his followers were driven by the belief that Pinecrest held a secret, a mystical force they believed could grant them unimaginable strength and dominion over the lands. The villagers, trusting in the goodness of others, welcomed the strangers with open arms. They shared their food, their stories, and even offered them a place to rest. Little did they know that the seeds of discord had been sown, and the once harmonious village was on the brink of chaos. As days passed, Malachi and his followers grew more restless. Unbeknownst to the villagers, they scoured the village, questioning everyone in their pursuit of the supposed source of power. Rumors spread like wildfire, and fear crept into the hearts of the Pinecrestans. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting an orange glow over the lake, Malachi called a meeting in the village square. The air was thick with tension as the villagers gathered, their eyes filled with curiosity and unease. Malachi, with a sinister smile, declared that the mystical force hidden within Pinecrest was the key to a new era, one where they would reign supreme. The villagers, shocked and bewildered, vehemently denied the existence of any such power. But Malachi, fueled by his insatiable hunger for control, refused to believe them. He announced that if the villagers did not reveal the secret within 3 days, he would unleash a force so powerful that it would shatter Pinecrest and its people. As the news spread, panic gripped the village. Families huddled together, whispering in fear, and children clung to their parents, seeking reassurance in the face of impending doom. The once vibrant and joyous atmosphere of Pinecrest had been replaced by a suffocating cloud of anxiety. Among the villagers, there was a wise elder named Isabella. With her silver hair and eyes that held the wisdom of years gone by, she had always been a source of guidance for the people of Pinecrest. Seeing the despair that had befallen her village, Isabella gathered a group of courageous individuals who were determined to stand against Malachi and protect the sanctity of their home. As the night deepened, Isabella and her group, clad in shadows, met at the edge of the village. The moonlight played on their faces, revealing the determination etched into their expressions. They knew that the battle ahead would not only be fought with swords and shields, but with the strength of their convictions and the bonds of their unity. The group decided that the only way to save Pinecrest was to confront Malachi directly. They planned to appeal to his humanity, to make him see reason and abandon his quest for power. With a plan in place, they set out towards the lake, the moon guiding their way through the darkness. Upon reaching the lake, they found Malachi and his followers standing near its shores, their eyes reflecting the eerie glow of the moonlit water. Isabella stepped forward, her voice steady and filled with a calm authority that demanded attention. "Malachi," she began, "we are but humble villagers with no secrets to hide. The strength you seek does not lie within our land, but in the unity and love that bind us together. Please reconsider your path and leave our home in peace." Malachi, however, scoffed at Isabella's words. His eyes gleamed with arrogance, and a cruel smile played on his lips. "Do you take me for a fool, old woman? I know the power exists, and I will not leave until it is mine." Isabella, undeterred, continued to plead with Malachi, recounting the history of Pinecrest and the values that had sustained the village for generations. But Malachi, consumed by his lust for power, remained unmoved. The tension in the air thickened, and it became apparent that words alone would not resolve the impending conflict. Swords clashed, and the sounds of battle echoed across the lake. The once tranquil waters now bore witness to a struggle that threatened to tear apart the very fabric of Pinecrest. Isabella fought with a grace that belied her age, her movements guided by a deep-rooted love for her village. The clash of steel, the grunts of exertion, and the cries of pain filled the air as the two sides clashed in a dance of desperation and determination. The fate of Pinecrest hung in the balance, teetering between the darkness that Malachi sought to unleash and the light that the villagers fought to protect. As the battle raged on, the villagers who had stayed behind in Pinecrest could not ignore the distant echoes of conflict. The air was charged with an electric intensity that left them uneasy and restless. Among them was a young woman named Elena, whose brother had joined Isabella's group in the fight against Malachi. Unable to bear the uncertainty any longer, Elena decided to leave the safety of the village and venture towards the lake. Guided by the distant sounds of battle, she navigated through the darkness, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and determination. The path was treacherous, with shadows concealing every step. But Elena pressed on, driven by a sister's love and a villager's duty. As she approached the lake, the gravity of the situation unfolded before her eyes. The clash between Isabella's group and Malachi's followers had intensified, and the once serene shores were now stained with the blood of those who fought for their beliefs. Elena, hidden in the shadows, watched in horror as her brother, clad in armor, faced off against an opponent twice his size. Unable to stand idly by, Elena emerged from the darkness and rushed to her brother's side. With a determined expression, she fought alongside him, the siblings relying on each other's strength and the love that bound them together. The battlefield became a chaotic symphony of clashes and cries, but amidst the chaos, a glimmer of hope emerged. Isabella, realizing that words alone were not enough, joined the fray with a determination that belied her years. Her presence on the battlefield inspired those around her, and a surge of renewed vigor swept through Isabella's group. They fought not just for themselves, but for the future of Pinecrest, for the values that had defined their village for generations. As the battle raged on, the moon reached its zenith, casting a silver glow over the lake. The air was thick with tension, and the fate of Pinecrest hung in the balance. Isabella and her group fought valiantly, their determination unwavering in the face of Malachi's relentless pursuit of power. In the midst of the chaos, Isabella locked eyes with Malachi. There was a depth of sorrow in her gaze, a silent plea for him to see reason and abandon the destructive path he had chosen. Malachi, however, remained blinded by his ambitions, his heart hardened against the cries of empathy and understanding. The battle reached its climax as the two sides clashed in a final, desperate confrontation. Swords clashed, and the very ground beneath them seemed to tremble with the intensity of the conflict. In that moment, as the fate of Pinecrest hung in the balance, something extraordinary happened. The lake, once a mere bystander to the unfolding drama, began to shimmer with an otherworldly light. The waters rippled with a magical energy, and a soft hum filled the air. The combatants, both Isabella's group and Malachi's followers, paused in awe as the mystical force within Pinecrest revealed itself. In that moment of stillness, a voice echoed across the lake, resonating with a power that transcended the physical realm. It was a voice filled with wisdom and compassion, a voice that spoke of the interconnectedness of all living things. The voice urged the combatants to lay down their weapons and embrace the true strength that lay within unity and understanding. Isabella, with tears in her eyes, stepped forward and addressed Malachi. The power you seek is not in domination, but in the ability to love and understand one another. Our strength lies in our unity, in the bonds that connect us as a community. Will you not see the error of your ways and embrace the true magic that Pinecrest possesses? Malachi, for the first time, wavered. The voice echoed in his mind, stirring something within him that he had long suppressed. The battle-weary faces of his followers mirrored his own inner turmoil. Slowly, the weapons were lowered, and a tentative peace settled over the lake. The mystical force within Pinecrest continued to weave its magic, mending the wounds of both the land and its people. The air, once thick with tension, now carried a sense of reconciliation. Isabella's group and Malachi's followers, once divided by conflict, now stood on the shores of the lake, united by the realization that true strength lay in compassion and understanding.